Hi, this is Ruby Talks Relationships, and I'm Ruby. Joining me today is very concerned mother, Mrs. Shawn Morris.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me, Ruby.
Of course. Thank you so much for reaching out. Would you go ahead and give our viewers the backstory to what's going on with you today?
Hi. Okay, yes. So I am a concerned mother, as Ruby just mentioned. I have a 2-year-old son, Johnny, and then a 9-year-old. Her name's Patricia. So the problem is that I went to the last doctor's visit. I took both of them at the same time, and the doctor mentioned to me that Patricia should probably be getting this one vaccine. And I asked what it was for, of course.
Yeah.
And I don't have any problem with vaccines. I'm usually very good, but this one she was talking about, it was for a sexually transmitted infection.
Yes.
I don't remember what the name of it was. I think it starts with an H, herpes.
Are you talking about human papillomavirus, HPV?
Yes, HPV. That's exactly it. Yeah. Well, so she was talking about getting that. And, I mean, Patricia's only 9 years old. You know, I mean, she's not sexually active. And, I mean, she won't be for a while, hopefully. But, yeah, so I don't know why I would need to give her this vaccine now when she's so young.
Definitely. I can see your concern. Well, let's start off with what HPV is. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
No.
As you said, it's a sexually transmitted infection. But HPV occurs quite often. It occurs there's 14 million new cases of HPV every year.
Oh my God.
It's actually so common that every sexually adult in America is expected to be infected with one strain of HPV in their lifetime.
What?
Yeah, I know. It causes genital warts, and 70% of cases of cervical cancer in America can be linked to human papillomavirus.
It causes cancer?
Yes, it does.
So, what does the vaccine do in all this?
Well, the vaccine comes in and prevents against certain strains of HPV, the strains that most commonly cause cervical cancer, actually. That's 6, 11, 16, and 18.
Okay.
Along with preventing against cervical cancer, the vaccine also, by preventing against these strains of HPV, prevents the body from getting anal cancer, vaginal cancer, and vulvar cancer.
That's a lot of cancer that can be prevented.
It really is. It's a lot of different types. You know, the reason that it's recommended for young women to start getting pap smears at such a young age and getting that checked so often is actually because of HPV and the presence of cervical cancer, because it so often goes unnoticed.
Wow. Okay. Well, I definitely don't want my kids getting that.
No,
well,
of
I
course
guess only
you don't.
my daughter, since she has a cervix in relation to cervical cancer.
Well, we can get into sex and gender later.
Yes. Correct.
Yeah, of
that would
course.
be a lovely conversation I'd love to have with you later on.
But if you're worried about the fact that your daughter's not having sex at this age, which, 9, it's a little too early, I definitely agree with that. If we're just talking about the spread of STIs and why it's important to be, shielded against HPV before you start being sexually active, is that if you were to contract, 6, 11, 16, or 18 before getting that shot, you would still have 6, 11, 16, or 18. It could still lead to cancer when that could have been prevented.
Well, couldn't I get them vaccinated closer to the time that they would be sexually active?
Well, I mean, it is possible. The CDC recommends that if a child is below the age of 15, that they only get 2 immunizations. But if they're above the age of 15, they have to get 3, and that third immunization can occur within 12 months of the first immunization.
Oh, wow.
That's a year. Mm-hmm. So if you start these immunizations at 16, statistically, your children are more likely to have had their first, deep breaths, their first, sexual intercourse encounter by the age of 17. That's the average here in America.
Oh, my God.
I know.
Wow. Well, I mean, 2 shots is better than 3. I'm sure my kids will be happy about that.
Definitely. But it really is something that is a major option and something that you should consider doing.
Wow. Well, I will definitely look into this more, but thank you so much for letting me know all the information about
Of course, Mrs. Morris. Thank you so much for sharing your story with me and our viewers.
Yes. Okay, we'll check in next week at the Ruby Show, right?
Oh, thank you for that advertisement, even though you got the name wrong, Mrs.
Oh,
Morris.
no.
Don't worry. Bye, y'all. Thanks for watching.